Well, I made it to work, and I have a scab right here. Apparently I have a belt having a problem. My car needs the doctor. It just had the doctor, but it needs, like, an exorcism. Different kind of doctor, a spiritual doctor, because, God, it's a mess. I love you anyway, little baby. Please don't be a jerk to me about it.
It's off-putting.
You should be off-putting.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding.
Chicks and ducks and geese better scurry.
It stinks.
Hey guys, it's Monday morning. I like winter, but I didn't actually ask for this winter wonderland. I was kind of ready for it to be spring, and I realized it's going to melt in the span of like 2 days, but like, I didn't want to get my coat out. It was really the problem. And then I had a guy following behind me so close that like, I couldn't figure out what was going on, so I'd slow down because we were on 2 lanes, and he wouldn't go around me, so then I like checked the back seat and make sure there wasn't a serial killer back there, but there wasn't. He was just a dick. You guys, I didn't sign up for Squirrel Land, and we all know that the last time I didn't sign up for Squirrel Land, the cops got involved. He ran away. You missed it. He ran away. He gave me a dirty look. I opened my door. He said, "Fuck this," and ran away. Well, I made it to work. It's a winter wonderland, but it's supposed to be 40 today. I'm sure this snow will not be here when I leave work today. I mean, there might be some snow, but it's not going to be this amount of snow. My ears are cold, and I need to figure out which key it is to get in the building this early, because usually somebody else is here when I get here, and they're not here yet. So, I'm gonna try to heat my ears up while I figure it out. Hey, so I had a pretty good night last night. I let myself do nothing of any import, and that was fucking awesome. But I am tired now, and I'm supposed to have like family stuff today. I'm supposed to have a half day at work. If the family stuff falls through for some reason, I'm gonna stay at work because we did have somebody call out. But if not, then I'm going to leave at like 2. But yeah, things have been just chill, because I've been trying really hard to let myself just kind of live for the next week plus, leading up to the day my dad died. Because I feel like if I try to dictate that I'm just going to get through it, then I'm going to do the same thing that I'm going to do anyway, but then I'm going to also be disappointed at myself. And that's not ideal. I'm not trying to be disappointed with myself. I'm already pretty disappointed with myself a lot of the time. It's still really snowy out. The weather hasn't gotten warmer yet, but it's supposed to get up to like 38 or something. And 38 and sunny should be melting the snow. I spend a lot of my time frustrated and disgruntled with things I can't change, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that disgruntlement and frustration. I can only exist in the world I exist in, and I can only do what I can do. Let's go, guys. Come on, give me a green light. Green light, where's the green light? I'm really tired of my sinuses too, and also every time I yawn, my nose like ejects snot, and I'm not quite sure why that is, but also it's really kind of embarrassing that I always look like I'm crying and my fucking face is leaking. Well, what you gonna do? Sometimes you're crying and your face is leaking. There's not a whole lot we can do about that other than just kind of go with the flow. I don't know why, but I haven't really recorded it at all this week. I guess now's the time. It's Thursday afternoon, and I've just been kind of living my life. It's been a rough week. We had staff out at work, so I've been exhausted when I get home, and then I don't have the energy in me to do anything. I'm honestly supposed to work late tonight. I'm gonna work till probably close to 5, and I desperately don't want to. And I also am really having a hard time with the fact that I'm supposed to stream tonight. And I'll be fine once I get to it. I always am. It's not like I hate it all the way up until it happens or anything. So yeah, I really do need to sit down and start working on editing. I know it'll be fine once I start doing it, but as of right now, I just haven't even, like, I did a couple pages and then I got sidetracked by that other project. So now I'm back on that nonsense, but like, am I? Not enough for my tastes anyway. So yeah, I don't know. That's really kind of all that's going on at this point. I'm super frustrated with my own inability to do anything after work. But it's not like I'm doing it because I'm being an asshole. I'm doing it because I'm exhausted. And everybody's a fucking jerk face. And I'm really tired of getting home and then being like, if I hit my head on the wall a bunch of times, maybe I won't remember how frustrated I have been all day. And I have yet to actually bang my head on a wall, but that doesn't mean that I won't. Sometimes you gotta bang your head on a motherfucking wall like a bitch. I don't know. I do have to say that I did the audio different for last week's video, and I do like it better. I definitely like it better than I liked the audio the week before. So I think I know what my preferred plan of action is. So that's something. My car and I are not friends right now. We disagree on what our expectations of its functionality are. You'd think by now I'd be used to not being the boss of it. But I'm not. I'm still disappointed every day that I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss of the car. I'm not the boss of the Sarah. I'm not the boss of the Travis. I'm not the boss of the cats. I'm just not the boss of anybody, I guess. But, you know, what you gonna do? Sometimes you're just not the fucking boss. Sometimes you gotta go fluff yourself. And I don't mean like fluff yourself. That's disgusting. Perverts. Bunch of fucking perverts. Gross. I hope you're ashamed. Thinking that nasty shit. Hey, friends! I'm on my way home. I thought I was going to be awake till 5, but instead it's 1:15, and I am on my way home, Skillet. It's very exciting. I am a fan. And when I get home, I'm going to work on probably some writing for a few minutes before I get ready for my stream. I'm not going to have a ton of time between just living my life and getting sorted out from getting home from work. But that's okay. It'll be enough time to wind down a bit and then take off and start my nonsense. Woo! People be flying. You're gonna run that? Yeah, you're gonna run that. Cold patching works really well. It definitely doesn't feel like I have Shaken Sarah syndrome right now. So yeah, I do really want to get some stuff done today. I'm just so fucking tired all the time. If today is the day that I'm going to have a few extra minutes, then I guess I'm just going to take them. People tell me all the time that every time I go anywhere, it's eventful. And I think largely it's because I have PTSD, so I have a heightened awareness of everything around me. So I do think that's the main reason. But also, I do live in a David Lynch movie. I didn't ask for that, but I do. I just show up places, and David Lynch's soul was already there when I got there. When I got there. And I don't know what to do with that. It just, it's just who I am on the inside. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. I don't think it's stage fright exactly, but leading up to every single stream, I'm like, oh, I don't want. And then I get on and I'm fine. But it's like every stream I have this problem. But I don't think it's actually stage fright. I think it's just anxiety. Anxiety based on the fear that I'm not being entirely lazy. I think I'm going to use that. I think that's going to be the one I'm going with, is anxiety.
You win.
I'm getting ready for my stream, if you didn't gather. It's 10 after 6. I start at 7. So, just getting things sorted. We're going to play some golf, but we're going to play the hockey version. And it looks like we might have a big-ish group, so it could be very silly. I haven't been doing anything useful. I haven't been recording. Tomorrow's the anniversary of my dad dying, so I just kind of like... I'm disconnecting for a day or two. I'll be normal again soon. Oh, there you go. Recording even though you didn't want to tell me you were recording. I went and spent time with my mom today. That's really been the whole plan for the day. I didn't plan on doing anything else. So I've accomplished everything I planned to accomplish. I suppose I'll probably start this video. I don't know if it's going to go out on Monday or not. Probably not, just based on time math. But I do appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. I'm sorry I'm a sad sack in March every year. That's an awesome turn of events that I definitely was looking forward to as a member of the human citizenry. Also, I took the wrong route, and now I'm stuck in construction, and I hate it. If you do desire to like and subscribe, that wouldn't be upsetting. I'm also available on my Twitch every Thursday night and Friday night at 7 p.m. Central playing games, and then every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central doing some writing nonsense, depending on what I have on my agenda. Depends what nonsense happens. It's too hot in my car now, so here we are. Anyway, yeah, but thank you guys for hanging out. I'm sorry that I'm a loss. I'm just a mess, and I don't know what else to do about that besides just be the mess that I am. Be the ball. Na, 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 na. I can't make that na 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 sound. Na 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 na. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like it has been a very long day, despite the fact that I guess it technically hasn't been. I don't know, but I'm gonna go home and I'm going to hang out for a little bit. And I don't know. So yeah, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you haven't watched all my videos, there will be some popping up on the screen. During the end part, that'll tell you like what YouTube thinks you'll like. But you know, if you don't want to, that's fine too. I'm not here to boss you around or tell you what you need to do with your own time. I feel like that's kind of shitty. A lot of things are shitty though, aren't they? A lot of things are shitty all the time. But life's a beach and then you fly, or whatever. Good God. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Nope, it's Tuesday the 24th. And I am on my way to work. But I'm going to run and grab coffee first. My stomach is a-grumbling. I hope that goes away. Yeah, I had a decent day yesterday. I went and spent the first half of the day with my mom. We went out and got snacks across town and hung out and chilled with her doggos and my dad's dog. And then I came home and I kind of just vegged out and spent some time just existing. And that was pretty good too. Now I'm stuck behind this twerp who's going the exact speed limit, and that's a choice. That's a whole ass fucking choice, I suppose. I'm not in charge of anybody else's life, so we're lucky I get to make the choices for mine, because I'm not as far off from living in a facility as I wish I was. So I put out a notice on my community tab today that I just didn't think I was going to get the video done this week. And I'm still going to use that footage, and we're still going to put it here, but I feel some kind of way about it. I feel like a disappointment, and that's kind of like a constant feeling, and I feel very overwhelmed. I don't know, I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm trying really hard not to be like super negative, but I feel very negative. My whole neighborhood smells like the green part around the outside of a black walnut. And I understand that that's just because it's spring, but goddamn, I don't like it. Nobody asked for this odor. Least of all me. Anyway, so I kind of thought I would do a little bit of storytelling around the campfire here. And I thought you guys would benefit from a little bit of background before I try to explain kind of where I'm at with author communities. So I've known since I was very, very, very young that I wanted to create things. As a small child, mind you, this was prior to the Potter. As a small child, my parents let me turn the closet that stretched under our staircase into my office. I put a little desk back there. I managed to put in a brighter light so that I could see better. And I would sit inside and I would write. I would write my notes. And mind you, at this age, I probably didn't know how to write many words at all. One of the things I was doing was writing in cursive, which was not writing in cursive. It was just putting loops together and hoping I would accidentally make a cursive word. I was obsessed with learning cursive. So I would sit in the little pocket under the stairs and I would write my little stuff and my reports and whatever, and get cut off by a random car on the road. That was nice. That was always kind of in my DNA. After that, my parents told me I could build a writing room in the basement. So I did my best with the basement. However, I am afraid of creatures with more limbs than me. And I'm talking about a limestone basement in the Midwest. And that makes it automatically full of centipedes. And that is unacceptable to those of us who are me. So, as much as I did write a lot in that basement, I built a writing room in the basement. Really, it was an old metal and like plastic, I don't know, probably some sort of other material. But so it was like an old desk that one of the legs had bent on, and I had to unbend it, and then I couldn't put too much weight on it because it would rebend. But I was, 12, so that was a lot easier to do with a 12-year-old's body. But it was good. It was really good, and I felt like I got a lot accomplished, and I feel like that was kind of like an introduction to taking my writing seriously. One of the things that I took away from writing books very early was that acting like it's a hobby makes it a hobby. And that is, at one point in time, I felt like I encouraged a lot of people to write. I felt like I was really, really like a champion of getting your creativity out and stuff. And a lot of that was during this period when I felt like everything I wrote was solid fucking gold. I believed that if I wrote it, it probably didn't need much editing. Maybe just like for some typos and stuff, but like the way it came out was perfect. Those kinds of fallacies that we believe when we're early writers frequently. I realize that not everybody has that experience, but a lot of us do. And that thing inside your head that in modern day, I would say, is the thinking you're the girl from Twilight whose name I can't think of. Y'all know what I mean. But for me, it was much more like, first of all, her name was Sarah, and second of all, the idea was the Labyrinth girl, Jennifer Connelly in Labyrinth, that spoke to me in this way, that she was like part of this story and blah blah blah, and those were the stories I wanted to write, was the stories that felt like me writing them did something long term, that me writing them changed something or whatever. That was the basement room. And it's possible I have these out of order, but I think they're in order. So then when I was slightly older, I decided that I was going to use the garage. I made a writing room in the garage, and at that time my garage was a lot more solid than it is now. It's like my mom's garage now. At the time, it was a solid structure, and then time went on and it started to breathe a lot more than it did at that time. But now it's got a lot of air coming and going. then I did the same thing, except I did it in the garage this time. And meanwhile, I'm doing all this writing mainly by hand because the idea of me having my very own computer at this juncture was sketchy, if not impossible. And as soon as I could, I got a computer for myself, which I believe was for college. Because I graduated high school in 1999, so it wasn't unheard of to graduate high school and not own a computer at that point. I got to the need for my own stuff because I was going to college. I didn't leave for the first year. I had stayed at home, and then I lived on campus my second year. So I did get a computer so that I could come and go and so that I could use it at school, and I've always been a typer. Having a computer has increased my, taking notes and all that jazz too. So that's always been really important. And then my parents told me that they thought that I should make a writing room in the house, like in the proper part of the house. After my brothers both were, out and married and stuff, and it was just me in my parents' house. My parents told me I could paint the back bedroom any color I wanted to. And at the time I smoked, and they said I could even smoke back there because it was the maid's quarters. So it had like double doors. So I had a second layer before the smoke would get out of my room. So they were letting me smoke back there as long as I had the window open and I was keeping both of the other doors closed. And I know that that's, not favorable, blah, blah, blah. But like at the time it was a huge deal, and it was a very big deal that they accepted that I needed this space and that I needed the time with that space to be able to create, despite the fact that neither of my parents were book people. My dad was a music person, but my mom just kind of likes the arts to wash over her, which is fine. I think that's the common experience people have with the arts who are not arts people. And I did theater in high school, and I play bass guitar, although I haven't picked up a bass guitar in so long. It's a kind of a fluke of a way to say that. I could still pluck out a couple songs on the piano, too. But yeah, so then I painted the room. I think it was Merlot, and the paint was so thick it wouldn't dry for a long time. And it didn't go on very evenly because it was so thick, because it was so dark. And then I moved out after I met Travis. And when I moved back in, life was very different, and we didn't have that room. And now my nephew lives back there with his wife, and it's still painted the same as it was when I started my valid writing journey. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in that room in so long that I don't even know what's up there. I mean, it's their bedroom, so, I don't go in there really. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm at work now, so bye.
Ratings on here is not good. Okay, like it should by now, with your following, have at least 1,000. But you can get a.
I'm having like a boss ass night. I'm doing lots of exciting things. The cat's excited. The vacuum's excited. Peter Mon is excited. It's about 78 degrees out. It's already too hot. I need it to stop. Can we sit at 60, please? Please. So it's Friday morning, and I'm just getting my life in order. You want to look at me? What's up, my sweet angel? I love you so much. I love you. Uh-oh, something the fuck is going on? Wow, 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 wow. Why are you cute? So yeah, I'm on my way to go buy myself some stuff. Snacks and shit. Because I feel like it. I feel like I'm lost now. All of a sudden, like, there were cats, and now my brain shut off and said, absolutely not. I had gone through different places at my parents' house. They let me write in those places. For the most part, I guess they didn't realize that I was being serious about it. Because when I told my parents halfway through college that I wanted to write, my dad was upset and shocked. It's one thing to be upset, but he seemed really surprised. And I don't really know why that was, but he did. He seemed surprised. So then my journey with writing Friends is in addition to that. So in the 90s, if you wanted to put your stuff out and you didn't have a way to get in at a publishing house or in at a magazine or some source where you could actually like be published, one of the big things to do was to create your own zine. And it was really common in my town. I don't know how common it was in other towns. Chicago seemed to have more than we did, and theirs were better, but it's also a bigger well. So, and during that period of time, I multiple times worked on zines and worked with people who wanted to release a zine, and those problems were so frustrating. They ranged from like, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm trying my best, but it doesn't look great, to, oh, by the way, I don't think we should have deadlines because deadlines stress me out. So yeah, that's kind of where, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go get stuff at this fucking store. So after the zine situation, I spent a lot of time trying to find places where my people were, places where people understood that you had to do work to get things finished, that sometimes you might not feel like doing something, but in order to finish something, you're gonna have to do stuff even when you don't feel like it sometimes. And I didn't find any in town. I found a couple writers groups. Most of those wanted me to give them money to allow me to like spend time with them, which seemed counterintuitive to me. And then I found AuthorTube, and I started an AuthorTube channel. And my initial start to AuthorTube was fucking awesome. I had such a great time. Every single week, I spent hours pulling together a list of channels, editing together a video, encouraging people to go watch these channels and subscribe to these channels because they were brand new, trying to kind of appeal to the people who were at the same level as me. That went really well for a while. And then slowly over time, it became less and less possible to search for writers on YouTube. Slowly over time, the searches got less and less correct. Your ability to put them in date order decreased down to nothing. And so after a short period of time, I suddenly wasn't able to compile these lists anymore because the lists were built from a system that didn't exist anymore. So I pulled back on the NewTubers, which is what I called that particular set of videos, because I could no longer make a list. And since then, to be honest, I feel like I've put in a lot of work trying really hard to be part of the team, part of the writing community. And I feel like I've spent so long trying to be part of a community. Maybe the problem isn't that the community isn't there. Maybe the problem isn't that the community isn't strong. Maybe the problem is that the community doesn't want me. Maybe it's me who's the problem. That is why I don't do stuff with other writers online really anymore. I have a couple friends who are just my friends who come to my writing things, but that's not like, I don't expect them to come and their presence is not required. I'm gonna be there, so if they wanna be there, they can. But I don't count on other people anymore because it's been made very clear to me that I can't. And that the more people I count as like my people, the more disappointed I'm gonna be. So I'm just gonna limit it to the people who have proven to me that They actually give a shit, even if it's not 100%. But it's better than getting played all the time by everybody I come into contact with. Well, since I have not actually finished my video, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. And I'm sorry that last week's video didn't happen, so it's all here. I'll see you guys next week. I don't foresee there being a reason I don't finish my fucking video, but life is an enigma, or whatever. But I'll stream on Thursday and Friday and Saturday morning at 10, and that's over on my Twitch, and if you come, then I'll see you there, and if not, then I'll see you here. So, bye, everybody. What?